I deserve 100%. And if I don't have 100%, then I'm not going to give 100% to someone that doesn't want to be with me. So that's waiting for him to prove to me that he's 100% on board with getting married. But I'm...
To be fair, everybody's always going to want to expect, 100%. I mean, everyone should get 100%. But when we say 100%, what do we mean though? All we mean is that we need someone that's going to give us that reassurance that they're here to stay and they're not here to play any games and they are going to be loyal to us, and they're just going to be the best version of themselves possible around us. Obviously, 100% doesn't mean that we need people to be perfect. We just need we need someone that's going to cover the things that maybe we're insecure about, the things that we worry about the most due to past traumas and whatnot. So those are the things that you just want reassurance on, do you see what I'm saying? But of course, there's going to be fallouts here and there over certain things. So that, I feel like when people say I need 100% clarity, they need to be clear on what they need clarity on. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't give 100% clarity on everything. No one's perfect. You see what I'm saying? But if it's the things that matter to you most, that's key.
Realizing that for the first time in our whole entire relationship, I'm starting to question whether this is something that I want to do or not.
And to be honest, there's nothing wrong with her now questioning whether or not she wants to marry this man or not. Because at the end of the day, if he's not filling in some of the gaps or he's not stepping up to the role that he's supposed to be stepping up to, then it makes sense for her to be this way. And everyone should be in this position. There's no point, especially when it comes to 90 Day Fiance. So many people end up marrying someone, and they don't even know that person completely. Or don't know that person enough, shall I say. Because of some do because I guess it's the pressure of the 30 days. No, sorry, of the 90 days, sorry. And they just don't want to lose that person, so they want to keep going, which is why we've seen so many failed marriages, and so many failed relationships from the show. But that's not because of the show necessarily, just because of the 90-day rule. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, we continue.
Shared with you, and that is I'm fixing to propose to Stevie. I just wanted to have your blessing and also to have the permission.
It is really crazy how they're both on two different pages. She started off the season with I really want this to work, and he started off with I think I want to go back home, to fast forward to her now being uncertain and him now being, oh yeah, no, I want to marry her again. I want to do this properly. When you and your partner are not on the same page, that is not a good sign. That shows big problems within the relationship.
Really soon.
How many days have y'all actually spent together?
We spent like a week in Turkey a year ago.
The fact that week was a year ago, madness.
Like 2 weeks, give or take, in the US.
That's not a lot of time to get to know somebody.
Do you know what? It's not even the fact that it's not a long time. Let's just put this in perspective. They spent a week together a year ago. Now they spent 2 weeks together. And within these 2 weeks, recently they've been together in the States. They found out that they may not be compatible because their visions are different. Like at the end of the day, all he's done is have this culture shock, which I personally think that he's dramatized way too much now. Every episode is always something he's complaining about or he's expressing about the culture shock. It's like, bruh, are you here to focus on the culture shock or are you here to focus on the fact that you want to make sure you want to stay here so you can be with Stevie? Where's your priority at? Your priority should not be the fact that you're on a culture shock. That should be like second, third, whatever. The main priority is that you're focused on and making sure that this relationship is what you want and this relationship that you can make sure your woman knows that you want it too. But instead of doing that, he's been doing a whole bunch of wishy-washy nonsense. So yeah, I agree. Obviously, the 2 weeks isn't enough. The 1 week isn't enough. But I'm just saying that we have to look into the details of what's gone on within those 2 weeks. And what's gone on is that he has shown no development of actually trying to focus on their relationship. And also, let's not forget, Stevie has got kids that she just did not want to appear on TV, which is completely fine. But I think that's kind of annoying because now we don't know how he's adapting to life with her kids as well. But that would be a very key point of how we can view the relationship. But of course, because her kids are not on the show, I can imagine this is why he hasn't mentioned them. So I do wonder if what he's saying is really code for, I don't know if I want to be here because I don't know if I can be with someone who's got kids. I don't know if I can adapt to maybe your parenting style. They're all things that we don't know, but hey ho. And to be fair with you, like the fact that she only knew him for a week, spent time with him for a week a year ago, and She's already allowed this man being a kid, which I guess wasn't really an option. It's still wild. That's a sticky one, isn't it? Just imagine bringing your kids around to a man who's unsure about what he wants. That's not good. But I guess she didn't know that until he opened his mouth when he arrived. Yeah.
People that really get to know each other good before they make that decision. You can't get married and just decide a couple weeks later I'm going home. But he's not
Facts upon facts upon facts.
fully committed to this relationship. I don't see myself now. I want more free time now.
At the end of the day, as a father, it is your responsibility, your duty to protect your child and to, obviously advise the child what you can. Obviously, it's not always easy said and done because you can easily tell your child that you're not too sure about this person, and it doesn't mean they're going to listen to your advice. But at the end of the day, you still got to stand your ground as a father, because obviously you don't want you don't want your child to go into something knowing that you know that this may not work. So therefore, it's important that you voice it. Do you see what I'm saying? So I like the fact that the father is obviously voicing the fact that he doesn't know if he wants to walk his daughter down the aisle, knowing that this man is unsure. Bear in mind, though, originally it was all about we didn't know, well, Stevie didn't know if her father would accept him because he's from a different country, and I guess her dad's an American, right? But I guess he's put that to the side and he's focusing more on the fact that is this guy here for the right intentions? And so far, I would say Marty hasn't shown that he's here for the right intentions. Well, let me not say that. So far, I would say that Marty hasn't made it a priority to show that he's here for the right intentions. Yeah.
I know you're going to be missing.
Yeah, so
Missing homeland and stuff. And sometimes it gets hard. I mean, it's not just back out because.
like going back. I know he has some concerns still. I didn't spend much time together in person, but
I wonder if he's addressed to himself why her father has concerns. He needs to really think about why is that though.
deep down, I know my intentions of having second thoughts.
It's great for him to know his own intentions, but it's important that you display your intentions out loud so everybody knows what your intentions are. You can't have them quietly hidden away. Yeah. Imagine, especially with the intentions you're showing on the outside aren't representing this thing of where you say that you want to be with her.
I love her and she loves me, so I can promise you that I will take good care of her.
This is my best friend.
It's wild though, the fact that he had the confidence to say that I can promise you. Well, listen, it's one thing to promise someone something, but it's another thing to actually deliver on that promise. Key thing, deliver on the promise. But nonetheless, though, let's move on to Mark and Mina.
Jade to Mark, and they completely hit it off. During the time they were dating, he had went out and bought his daughter a BMW, and he went and got Jade one as well.
This friend just gave me vibes of somebody that was just jealous that Mark didn't get her a BMW, to be honest with you. Honestly, I'll never understand this whole scene stuff in particular. You meet someone for the first time and all they're doing is telling you reasons why you shouldn't be with Mark. And that person's meant to be friends with Mark or whatever she's supposed to be. Weird stuff here. I do feel like... Let's play.
Your photo, and he was talking about you. The way he said it was, oh my God, I met this beautiful woman in France, and she reminds me of Jade.
I do wonder if he did say that. But the thing is, in life, sometimes, when we've got a type, we've got a type. And when you've got a type, your type can easily remind you of the previous person. That does happen. It's a common thing. That's why people end up doing comparisons when they what do you call it? When they're with someone new. I mean, my friend calls it Go Compare. It's a website in the UK. He goes, you don't want to be doing Go Compare now. And listen, if there's similarities, okay, cool. It is what it is. It doesn't have to be a bad thing if there's similarities. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be at all.
He wanted someone like Jade. I think because he was still in love with my friend. Honestly, I don't think he got over it. Things was.
Which, technically speaking, is none of your business. The fact is, he moved on with someone who I guess filled in whatever void or gap, whatever. He seems to be convinced that he actually wants to be with Mina. That's the main thing. It doesn't feel like he's with her just because she's a replacement for the friend. He seems like he's with her because he generally wants to obviously be with her. Do you see what I'm saying? So focus on the fact that Mark's behavior doesn't identify somebody that's stuck in the past or somebody else. His behavior identifies that he's stuck in the present and moving forward with the person he's with. So this woman is talking a bunch of gobbledygook.
Jade called me when she was living in the house with him, and he was working. He was flying, and he left his iPad, and his phone's connected to the iPad to other girls, and he had pictures with other girls. So he was cheating on her essentially when they were living together.
The maddest thing is that when she revealed this piece of information, after that, she then had the audacity to say, "Oh, I thought you might have known this." let's say this story is true. Why would Mark tell his new person, by the way, in my ex relationship, I actually cheated? That information isn't needed. It's not mandatory. Do you know what I mean? If anything, if he did cheat in the past, maybe he's learned from his mistakes and he's now looking to move forward. But instead of identifying that, this friend is out here trying to cause havoc. For what reason? How are you benefiting from this? Sometimes people make themselves look like a clown and don't even recognize it. Sad times.
He was very heartbroken, and I don't know if you know this, but when you guys were talking in the very beginning, he was still trying to be with her.
We're not together now.
You know, at the very beginning, he was talking to the ex and still trying to be with her. Interesting. Again, we don't know if this stuff is true because it's very, very weird for this random woman to come out of this information from when she first meets Mina. You know what I mean? But hey, maybe at that time when they were talking, do you know what? Next week's episode we meet this ex anyway, so I guess we'll find out more information. So I don't want to say too much right now, you know, but I definitely want to. I don't want to shoot myself in the foot personally because I feel like I'm in the position where I'm trying to defend Mark a bit too much here, only because I feel like this woman is way out of line and what she's saying has nothing to do with her. And right now, the relationship between Mark and Mina seems to be going, or apart from the involvement of his daughter, it seems to be going A-okay. So but this person is now coming trying to instigate more stuff, which is bizarre to me. So we'll see how that goes, and then we can have a full picture of how we can judge the situation. I mean, it still won't change the fact that this woman that was there at the shop, she should have just been hush. Like, she's living in the past. She didn't even take time to even get to even get to know Mina. Notice that? Didn't even take time to get to know her. Just wanted to talk about her friend.
Now I'm with you. I asked you to marry me. I never asked Jade to marry me.
Because you know she never accept.
Okay.
You see? Now look at what you done. Put things in Mina's head. I mean, listen, Mina's already been stressed anyway with the fact that she's had his daughter coming at her. Now she's got this random person coming at her. Mina can't catch a break. It's a madness.
How you feeling this morning after yesterday? Still want to go back?
I still want to go back if you don't get a real job.
This guy, like, she told you what's going to happen. You need to get a job and then she'll stay. He hasn't even got a job yet and is already asking, are you still looking to go back? Calamity.
Some good news. I got some emails and I have an interview.
Good. Hope you don't screw this up.
You know, personally, I felt like she was being polite because for me personally, if I asked you to go and get a job or whatever, then you come back to me, you'd be like, I got good news, and you tell me the good news is you got an interview. My response would be, that's not good news. The good news is that you got the job. Getting an interview is easy. Get the job and then come back with good news. I won't lie to you. If I'm that annoyed at that person, that's exactly how I'm directing it. No remorse. But hey, I'll never be in this position, so it is what it is. But yeah, she ain't lying though. I hope you don't screw up. And I like the fact that she's giving him tough love, the tough love that his mother has failed to give him over the years. If his mother had given him this type of energy over the years, then Joan wouldn't have to, deal with this man-child.
If you don't get that job, I'm done.
2 weeks? Is that realistic? Week mark, I'd be getting some results back, maybe. We're dealing with New York State, so
when
it
do
could
you
even
think
be a
you'll
month.
get like the feedback from them? Okay, let's wait for that month.
2 weeks, 2 weeks. I mean, to be honest with you, if you've got a job interview, your job interview is what, next week? You then get told whether you got the job within the next few days. So 2 weeks is actually more than enough for him to find out about this specific job. But if he's trying to go for multiple interviews within the next 2 weeks, and that's why it may take a month, fair enough. But 2 weeks isn't a bad timeline considering that he said he's got an interview. So when is this interview? Because the interview can't be too far away. On average in the UK, if I was to get a phone call about an interview today, that I got an interview, today's Thursday, the interview is going to happen at some point next week. And then once I have the interview, I'm then going to find within the next few days. Sometimes you find out even on the same day whether you got the job or not. But maximum, you're waiting a few days, if that. So it's technically less than 2 weeks, to be honest with you. And this isn't, and I'm talking about working days, because obviously the 2 weeks, technically speaking, would be 10 days because it's the working days you're talking about. Unless you're gonna get a job that works on weekends, then I guess they may get back to you obviously within the 14 days, but averagely it'd be 10 working days. You see what I'm saying? Either way though, the fact that this guy is out here saying 2 weeks is nuts. Tells me everything I need to know. But hey, if he's now been given a month, listen, a month is generous as hell. Then again, it could be subjective, depending on your situation. I feel like in their situation, 2 weeks is generous. No, I'm sorry, a month is generous and 2 weeks is more than enough. Yeah.
Never before have I felt that she doesn't believe in me and trust in me. I'm trying to understand where she's coming from, but it's just putting a lot of pressure on me.
This guy is talking about putting a lot of pressure on him. It's all about you, isn't it, buddy? All about you. Forget the pressure that's being put on you. So what if there's pressure being put on you? But the matter of the fact is, the pressure that's been put on you isn't by your woman. The pressure that's been put on you is by yourself. Because you've been lazy this whole time to actually get a job. Something that you should have done way back. The pressure comes from the fact that your mother has looked after you too much over the years. That's where the pressure comes from. Nothing else but that. But hey, let's get into one of the most pointless relationships I've ever witnessed on this show.
When you get up in the morning and you look in the mirror.
Well, I think for now, I really want to have like boobs.
Told Sean that you think you want breast implants?
To talk about.
See, this is why it's one of the most pointless relationships. You know that you are with a gay man, but you want to transition into becoming a woman, which is fine. But given the fact that you want to have what it seems if, Leah wants to have the full transition, because trust when I tell you, once the boobs come, the down below is getting chopped off. It's going to happen. It's the inevitable based on these chain events. And Leah knows flat out that once that's gone, he's gone. But at the same time, the fact that he's sticking around is clown behavior. Absolute clown behavior. But either way, though, we continue.
But it's like anytime that I try to bring something about gender transition, he seems to be like he's avoiding.
He's probably avoiding it because he knows that you're asking for his bank account. And that's the other thing that's mad about this situation. He's paying for all of these surgeries. All of them. Why is he investing money on somebody that he's not going to want to be with? Because they're going to end up having a complete sex change. That is funny. That is stupid. That is idiotic. Like, what the hell? This is one of those relationships, like, I would put probably in top 5 of all 90-day fiancé relationships where you know that this was never going to work. Top 5. Hell, you might even put it as top 3. I mean, listen, if you was to put all point of relationship that you knew was never going to work in 90-day history, please give me your top 3 or your top 5. I need to know this. Put it down in the comment section.
And afraid that in the future he will be missing like dating men, but it's something that you cannot give to him anymore.
The fact that you're talking about the fact that he's going to be missing dating men says everything. Says it all. So you know this. So you are going to take away the one thing that he needs from you. And then once you take it away, you're then going to complain if he wants to go back into an open relationship. Remember, their relationship was open throughout the time he was in America and she was in Brazil. And now they're together, it's meant to be over, right? But what's going to happen once you get it chopped off? Then at that point, your relationship is either going to end or it's going to go back to being open. But the matter of fact is, he hasn't even told the family yet about whether or not he's going to, about the marriage. The whole thing is just messy. Absolute messy.
How confident are you in that this marriage is going to last?
I'm not sure, and I cannot tell you how I will feel or how it will be. I need to live and.
This is so sad. So sad. Can't even. You're not even sure about how this relationship is gonna last. When somebody asked you the question, how long do you feel like this relationship will last or whatever, your answer realistically should be like, this relationship is gonna last for the rest of my life. It has to be something that's positive for the future, right? It can't be something that is negative.
Deal with all that will happen.
When you talk to them about your relationship with Aaliyah and you guys are about to run off to get married,
Well, they don't know I'm getting married.
their opinion would be against it?
I don't think their opinion about will be negative. I mean, for me, it's about, like...
You know what Sean's really good at? Talking nonsense. Saying a whole bunch of words without saying too much. Saying a whole bunch of words but not really saying anything that's gonna actually answer the question. Listen, just be honest. Why do you not want to tell your family, okay, about you wanting to get married? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? What do you think? Let me know in your comments. Come on now.
things going awry and having a quote unquote failure or failed relationship. This is my person forever, and you say that in front of God, country, friends, family, you know, the government, and every other.
I don't know how. You know what? The thing is, though, he's saying all of these things. So why did you propose? Somebody that was gonna worry about all of these things would have never proposed would not propose to anyone. Point blank. Period.
Which way if it goes awry, well, funny thing happened.
The idea of the conversation makes me feel uncomfortable. Johnny is thinking about like a divorce.
Wait, sorry, hold on, chill. Wait, check it out. You're telling me that this conversation is making you feel uncomfortable. What about the conversation you was having before about the fact that you're gonna have a full transition, which means that he's probably not gonna want you no more because you know that he's gonna want to date men. How did that not make you feel uncomfortable? My point being is that conversation is literally the same as this conversation. Him thinking about divorces is the same as you thinking about he's gonna want to leave you for men when you fully go for women. Do you see what I'm saying? Someone tell me do you see what I'm saying? Like, they're both the same bloody conversation because both conversations talk about how he's going to leave you at some point because he's not gonna want you anymore. It's funny because everything Aaliyah says is based on Sean leaving for not wanting her no more. And everything that he's saying here is based on him leaving because it's not going to work anymore. Man, this must be top one of relations that you know it's not going to work. But hey, yo.
I wonder if Sean's feeling ashamed.
Issues and things that we need to work on, and sometimes those things don't just resolve themselves in 90 days.
Yeah.
The world doesn't normally work that way, right?
This issue listen, whether you have 90 days or you have a couple years, this issue is never going to resolve itself in a way that's going to make sense personally. I generally feel like, you know, I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Oh, calamity. Yeah. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.